Yo, magic bitches, magical bitches, magicals, magic girls. These girls be magical. You already know what it is. This death battle, baby, is actually one I did not expect, but I'm quite happy to see because you know what it is. But this is Zatanna versus Scarlet Witch. Now I don't really know much about them. I know a little more about Scarlet Witch than I do about Zatanna. I know Zatanna be like doing crazy spells and shit. Her spells are basically just saying the word but like backwards. I actually don't know shit about her. She's just a magic person. All I know is that her father trained Batman in his bullshit, like lock picking and shit like that, right? Like escape artist, escapism or some shit like that, right? I know Scarlet Witch is strong. I know she's like one of the strongest magic people in the Marvel universe, right? I know she has her own like pocket dimension called the House of M, if I'm not mistaken, right? Where she can just kind of make her own little universe in her own. Like that's pretty insane, right? Like who's gonna win though? I don't know. I'll see this since I know like nothing about either of them. I'll hear the bullshit that they give, the stats and shit like that, and then I'll give my verdict. Okay, but for now, but who I prefer more? Yeah, you gotta go with Zatanna. Second best, or actually, it's a tie between her and Wonder Woman as who has the best legs. Okay, see, because Wonder Woman has like just the bare legs that you can just like, but then Zatanna has a fishnets, and you can't really fuck with the fishnets. I mean, like, come on. You know what? Number one legs, Zatanna. I'm saying it now. Number one legs in DC, Zatanna. Don't get me wrong, Wonder Woman's legs are amazing, but like Zatanna, like come on, you can't fuck with a fishnet. You can't fuck with a fishnet. Come on, come on. Right, 3, 2, 1.
This episode is sponsored by The Northman and BetterHelp.
Time for crazy bitches. Imagine them on their period. Fuck. Just actually murder the universe because they're in a period, bro.
The Scarlet Witch, Marvel's Crimson Queen of Chaos.
Okay.
Zatanna, DC's magnificent mistress of magic.
There are
She's
those
Raven?
who
I
wield
love
the
Raven more now.
mystic arts like gods
Raven
to
her.
reshape creation to their whims.
And there are those who just like to put on a hell of a show. Either way, don't mess with them if you know what's good for you. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I don't know who's gonna win, to be honest.
Though we may drift day by day in a world seemingly concrete and eternal, the fabric of reality is in fact more delicate than we might dare to wonder. Imagine every single iota of it, every star, galaxy, universe, all within the grasp of a single mortal woman. To control at her whim.
That's what I'm saying, right? House of M.
Imagine the danger we're all in if you piss her off.
Or
You
she's on
don't
the
have
period.
to, because her name is Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch.
Nice.
As a kid, she and her brother Pietro were poor Romani, who were lucky enough to be turned into super-powered freaks by the High Evolutionary.
Unable to control her apparently new magical abilities, it wasn't long before Wanda lost control and was branded a witch.
Until who would show up but the mutant master of magnetism himself, Magneto.
Cool.
Definitely giving off some big dad energy there.
So, to return Magneto's kindness, she and Pietro joined his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Great name there, Magneto. Solid branding.
Evil
And it
mutants.
wasn't long before she traded her supervillain creds for a membership with the Avengers, which might have been a bit too much for poor Wanda because she definitely drew the superpower short stick.
By waving her hands, Wanda could create small random events known as hexes, subtly altering the probability of any event happening.
That's a cool way of saying she could do like one magic-y thing per fight and then be totally useless.
Bruh.
An energy blast here, some telekinesis there, a force field if she's feeling frisky. Not exactly the same oomph as, say, the God of Thunder or the Jolly Green Worldbreaker.
But something strange was happening. Over time, her hexes increased in breadth and
What
power,
game is that?
as if there was more to Wanda's powers than met the eye. She learned to slow and stop time, drain and absorb energy, duplicate herself and others, teleport to different dimensions, and even strip others of their powers entirely.
Damn.
It was almost as if there was more to Wanda than just being some random science experiment. Let's ask our resident expert on the deepest trenches of character history. Jocelyn, if you will.
Who's
In
that?
reality, Wanda's powers weren't entirely
Mewtwo?
the result of the High Evolutionary, nor was she the mutant daughter of Magneto, as he's claimed. Her powers weren't just some simple hexes. She might as well have been a god. Until now, she had merely been dipping her toes into the vast ocean known as chaos magic. Though her powers may have seemed to be the byproduct of science, they were in reality the gift of the Lovecraftian elder god Cthon, who attempted to turn
What?
Wanda into his future vessel.
Reminds me of my summers by the sea with old Uncle Yogg-Sothoth.
In time, Wanda discovered she could alter the probability of anything she could think of, turning a mathematical impossibility into an absolute certainty, and vice versa. Wanda's powers
That's
kept
pretty nuts.
growing and growing, turning
It's
her into
reality,
being
right?
strong enough to rival even the mightiest of gods. Like, literally, Wanda's chaos magic is counterpart to the Phoenix Force, the
Fuck.
embodiment of cosmic order.
Damn.
You know, that fiery space chicken that can destroy the universe? Wanda fought it, and even briefly erased it from existence.
At her height, the Scarlet Witch achieved total control over energy,
I
the
thought she's
weather,
strong.
the elements, your mind, your body, your soul, all of time, all of matter, and all of reality. She can wipe you from existence with a thought and rend the very fabric of the universe as though it were tissue paper.
That's what I'm talking
She
about.
isn't even limited to chaos magic either. They might not have been what made her a god, but the High Evolutionary's experiments did make her more receptive to channeling magical energy.
What game is
Oh,
that?
maybe that's why Mama Boomstick always warned me about redheads.
She's so receptive, in fact, that Wanda is the lone nexus being of the 616 reality, a focal point for the universe's magical energies, and one that belongs equally to all other timelines.
It's no wonder she was considered a candidate for Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, that's what I was
I mean,
thinking too.
shit, why wasn't she? She might as well be a walking, talking Infinity Gauntlet.
Well,
Then why
she
couldn't she
may
be
have the
Thanos?
power of a god, but she's still stuck with a human's body that can be overpowered by physically stronger foes.
Damn.
Though, she also survived being shot with a black matter bullet capable of, and I quote, world-shattering energy.
What?
So there's that.
She does technically need to
She's
be
a
able to
brunette
think
and
of
a
a
redhead.
spell in order to get it to happen, so she could theoretically be blitzed. But she's also blocked Thor's galaxy-crossing hammer, kept up with dudes like X-Man who can fight within plank time, and even amp her own speed beyond the concept of speed herself.
Despite being far and away the mightiest among Earth's mightiest heroes, Wanda resented the pressure of her incredible power. She actually wanted a quiet life as a wife and a mother.
With a
But
robot?
because no one in comics is allowed to have a happily ever after, that life was taken from her by literal Satan. Not
Professor.
the last time he'd do this too.
Yeah.
Wanda snapped and she took the multiverse with her.
By
Bruh.
tapping into an inconceivable and unknowable pool of energy known as the Life Force, Wanda rewrote all of reality, creating a new universe where life was just how she wanted it.
Damn.
No matter whose lives she had to change.
That's tough,
In
bro.
this House of M, she had
House
her
of M,
family
there you go.
back, but at the cost of her sanity.
Shit.
And it wasn't long before it all came crashing down around her. Once her family and friends discovered the lie of their new lives and turned against her, she uttered 3 fateful words and erased nearly all of mutant kind. No more mutants.
Holy shit.
Wanda weaved her magic throughout all of existence, created cracks across reality which spread throughout the omniverse, and threatened to annihilate all of creation, the entirety of Marvel's infinite cosmology. Everything that ever was.
This is heavy, bro.
Shit got dark, and while Wanda
Yeah.
has worked to keep her powers in check since then, that threat is always there. But honestly, that sounds more like a problem for anyone who's stupid enough to get in her way.
Both a blessing and a curse, a help and a hex. Such is the true power of the Scarlet Witch.
Bro, I don't know, man. She can legit do everything. The fuck? Right? Like, what? Like, how are you gonna even like deal with that? You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, I don't know, dog. I mean, like, I didn't see Zatanna stuff yet, but then again, I don't know shit about Zatanna, so I can't be too quick to judge, you know. But like, I don't know, man. This shit is out of the world, bro. She can like time, reality, all kinds of bullshit. She can just do everything, bro. She could reset the fucking timeline, make it what she feels like. God damn, bro. Like, she's OP as hell, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I said she's like literally like one of the strongest, pretty sure she's stronger than Doctor Strange. Like, Doctor Strange can't like change the timeline or shit like that, can he? Right? Last time he did that, he nearly fucking broke it or some shit, right? I mean, like, I think, I don't know, is she stronger? I feel like she is stronger than Doctor Strange, to be honest. Wanda? Yeah, I think she is though, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Go see The Northman exclusively in theaters April 22nd. That'll grow back, right?
Alright, we're getting to Zatanna now. Show me.
Come on!
Show me
to
those
see
legs.
the
There they
magnificent Zatanna Zatara.
Oh.
For never was there a greater professor of prestidigital performance.
AKA magic! Except Zatanna spells aren't just smoke and mirrors, they're the real deal, so you're really getting your money's worth.
She learned everything she knew from her father, Giovanni Zatara, who put his powers to good use as one of DC's very first superheroes.
No joke, he's the guy who taught Batman everything
That's
he
what
knows
I'm talking
about
about.
escape artistry.
Escape artistry, there you go,
He debuted the
100%.
same
I know my
issue
shit,
as
bitch.
Superman, and the young Zatanna was more than happy to serve as his assistant, learning
Yeah.
everything he knew about the cutthroat world of entertainment.
Bruh.
Oh, and Cape shit too, but the former is way worse.
Damn.
She inherited her father's incredible mystical abilities as well. Essentially, anything Zatanna thinks of, she can make real. And she focuses this absurdly powerful ability by speaking her desired effect backwards.
Yeah, that's
her
what that-
father based this technique on the diaries of Leonardo da Vinci, who some theorize wrote backwards in order to hide his ideas from the repressive medieval Catholic Church.
Nice.
Or because he
Assassin's
was
Creed Brotherhood.
left-handed.
Left-handed.
Yeah, that's another theory. If you hate fun.
And Zatanna's apparently
Brotherhood.
big-brained enough that she has no problem speaking backwards at the drop of a hat. Like
That's
when
tough,
this
bro.
one dude kept reversing time in the middle of her sentences. She started speaking in palindromes so that she'd still be speaking backwards no matter what. I mean, you know what they say, Wiz? Go hang a salami. I'm a lasagna hug.
With her magic, Zatanna has bent the laws of reality to her whims. She's transmuted matter on an atomic level, teleported across dimensions, commanded the elements, turned invisible, removed powers, cast illusions, read and controlled minds, traveled through and stopped time, and can even wipe people from existence with a single word.
It might not seem obvious from
Injustice
that hokey
1.
magic castle getup, but Zatanna is one of the most powerful sorcerers in DC. Like the time she battled the Time Tailor Zor, an old enemy of the Spectre. You know, the angel of God's divine wrath.
In order to defeat an opponent of such unimaginable power, Zatanna focused her magical might into shattering the boundaries of reality. She reached out beyond the very comic panels themselves and pulled Zor's entire magical universe down around him.
What?
She literally handled all of reality like it was a sheet of paper and crumpled it in her hands.
That
Huh?
might seem completely incomprehensibly impossible to us, but it's all a matter of belief. Literally, as long as Zatanna believes she can do something with her magic, she'll do it.
As she puts it, her magic is essentially asserting one reality, then replacing it with another. This is similar to other magical characters like Dr. Fate and Green Lantern, whose powers have been stated to work the exact same way.
But it's not like any rando can do magic by wishing on a star. Zatanna is genetically predisposed to this kind of magical reality warping. Her mom was in actuality a homo magi, a subrace of humans that are naturally adept at magic.
So it's no wonder that Zatanna became an invaluable member of both the Justice League of America and Justice League Dark.
Yep, Dark with
the Shadow
Constantine.
the Hedgehog version, basically.
Yeah.
Zatanna harnessed an entire year's worth of sunlight into a single energy blast, created ruptures across all of space and time throughout the DC multiverse, and has even claimed she's as powerful as Superman himself.
What?
Pre-Crisis Superman,
Huh?
in case you were wondering. Her only limit is her imagination and will. In fact, her backward speaking is mostly a stagecraft tradition meant to boost her concentration.
In a pinch, she can cast a spell with a single thought, and I doubt anyone's winning a quick draw with her. She's matched superheroes like Martian Manhunter, who scanned every mind on Earth in a Planck instant. Or how about Dr. Fate, whose magic traveled across the universe at the completely immeasurable velocity of God.
What?
Zatanna has fended off
The
countless
fuck?
reality-shattering threats like the Eldritch Upside-Down Man, Primordial Darkness, that is evil incarnate, and the Void Beyond Creation, Prolaya.
Huh?
This shadow goop lady
I didn't
ate
understand
all of
any of this
DC
shit, bro.
Comics, all of creation, everything.
Huh?
Gods, demons, rabbits, and spandex, everything.
What?
And Zatanna's magic was strong enough to hold her back.
And then, After secretly implanting Swamp Thing inside Prolaya, she weaved a spell within him to literally regrow all of reality back in seconds.
What?
Zatanna tricked a being older than God and then blew her ass up from the inside with a whole new omniverse. Abracadabra.
Such is the almighty power of Zatanna's will. Should it falter though, or should her focus be disrupted, it could all come crashing down like a house of cards. Belief is a fragile thing after all, and her powers were weakened for a time after she lost belief in herself.
And she's definitely got one big weak point. She's a huge daddy's girl.
Despite her amazing career, she has struggled within herself to live up to her father's legacy, especially after his heroic death.
And this MFer has died a lot of times.
Bruh.
So Z's therapy can't be cheap. Especially after dating John Constantine.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, I can just smell the lager and self-loathing from here. No, wait, that's
Lucky
me.
bastard.
Questionable romance aside, Zatanna is a consummate professional raised on one singular principle. The show must go on, and she'll always finish strong with a standing ovation.
I don't know, bro. This is heavy, bro. I don't know who's gonna win, damn it. I hate when this shit happens. Oh! I want to say Zatanna because I love her so much, but I want to say Scarlet Witch because, and like they both can make universes and shit, right? Erase people from existence. But I don't know. It just seems like Scarlet Witch has like way bigger feats, you know. Not to mention that they mentioned more weakness for Zatanna, right? So can I just stay on the safe side and be like, I think Scarlet Witch is gonna win. I think Scarlet Witch is gonna win. But I just love Zatanna so much, so I don't know who I should side with. Like, how about this? I put my money on Scarlet Witch, but I'll be repping Zatanna regardless. I mean, like, them legs got me, you know what I mean? So that's basically what I think. That's my prediction. Scarlet Witch will win. Okay? Or is it Zatanna? Fuck, I don't know. Oh god. Oh fuck it. We got Deathbattle coming up. Let's go.
Alright, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle with magic.
Magic chicks. Who's gonna win? Fuck. I love you, Zatanna. Regardless.
Thank you. And for my first trick,
Huh?
ta-da! You, what sort of 2-bit sorceress do you think you are? 2-bit?
2-bit, you bitch.
Perhaps I was being generous. All part of the show, folks. Start walking! Huh?
Damn. Superman card. Get the fuck out of here. She summoned Superman? Nice.
I'd say this calls for an Avenger!
Oh wow. Deathbattle within Deathbattle. How awesome is that, huh? Wonder Woman, Thor. Oh, this is awesome, man.
Do you know the difference?
They're just playing
between
Pokemon.
You and I? Power! Well, I think the difference is presentation. And I know a trick when I see one.
Huh? Oh, you already know this is gonna be zany, bro. We're gonna be breaking screens. Reality's gonna be falling apart, bro. You already know.
Universes. You can't run forever. Now make like a magician and disappear!
Holy shit. God damn it, she's angry.
A disappearing act was the first thing Dad ever taught me. And for my final trick, no more witches.
Animation.
And that's our show, ladies and germs.
KO! Now that's a magic trick that's to die for.
Analyzing this matchup was like walking on a tightrope. It could fall either way at any point.
Because at the end of the day, both these ladies could do basically anything with their magic. All they had to
Hey.
do was think and shit would happen. They were totally even. At her peak, Wanda was able to threaten the stability of all creation.
And at Zatanna's best, she was able to hold back Preeeeeeache, who could do the exact same thing. And despite some differences, the omniversal cosmologies of Marvel and DC Comics are roughly equivalent in size and scope. All that was left for us to look at was their weaknesses.
While both were as powerful as one another, Wanda needed to tap into the life force to reach that pinnacle, and doing so threatened her sanity.
Totally forgot about
Let's
that.
take a closer look at the events surrounding House of M, where Wanda's powers were at their maximum.
Despite admitting that she was way stronger, Doctor Strange managed to get the best of Wanda with a cool head and a spell that briefly knocked her out cold.
His wits against her mental instability were enough to turn the tide.
To be clear, this instability definitely wouldn't affect her power. She was still strong enough to create a completely new alternate reality and then erase it just as easily. What it would do is leave her open.
Also, take her No More Mutant spell. As insanely powerful as it was to affect the whole of Marvel's creation, it wasn't entirely successful. There was still a tiny portion of Earth's mutant population left unaffected, likely due to interference from Strange and Emma Frost.
Against Zatanna, who was just as strong and not losing her mind, she wouldn't be able to afford that kind of lapse, even for an instant.
On the other hand, Zatanna has managed to maintain her willpower fighting foes just as strong as the Scarlet Witch, so she didn't have the same kind of exploitable weakness.
And remember, she doesn't actually need to say her spells backwards.
It helps with her concentration, but all her spells come from her mental impulses, just like Wanda. She's consistently pulled off non-verbal spells in the past, even against beings as strong as Preeeeeeache.
In the end, Z definitely had enough experience fighting smart and keeping on her toes to hang with Wanda long enough to get in a finishing blow.
While there were definitely versions of this battle that could have ended with Wanda victorious, Zatanna's cooler head and effortless magic allowed her to prevail.
I guess you could say Wanda never saw it coming, and Zatanna Maxim offed her.
Maxim
The
off
winner
her.
is Zatanna.
Fuck. I'm not mad that Zatanna won. I'm mad that I didn't get it right again. Like, there's not a single death battle which I predicted correctly. I remember in the Iron Fist vs. Poe, I bet on Iron Fist and he fucking lost. Oh my god. Bro, it just be seeming like the opposite of what I be saying. Right? Like, what the fuck, man? It's so stupid. I guess, I mean, like, they did show her having a lot more power with Scarlet Witch. That's why I bet on her, but fuck. Zatanna's still my girl, though. I'm gonna be with her, like, forever, you know? Yeah, Zatanna was Scarlet Witch any day, bro. You already know what it is. Anyways, that was Zatanna versus Scarlet Witch. You already know what it is, and, yeah. You gotta love them raven hair girls, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna bounce now, so don't tell this anyone that I fucked it up, but yeah.